Yeah, hold on.
John Davis, absolutely one of the best.
John Davis, True Crime.
John Davis, True Crime.
John Davis doing what true crimers do.
John Davis, True Crime.
John Davis.
John Davis, True Crime.
Mr. John Davis.
John Davis, True Crime.
John Davis, True Crime.
This guy, John Davis.
John Davis, True Crime.
John Davis, True Crime. Maybe that's where I've heard that name before.
John Davis, True Crime.
John Davis, and it's good to see you, John. How are you?
John Davis, True Crime.
John Davis, True.
Hey, John Davis.
John Davis.
John Davis, True Crime.
John Davis, True Crime kicks butt.
Tune in and watch John Davis True Crime. You will love it. It's one of the best channels on YouTube. Tune in. It's John Davis True Crime.
Good evening. Happy July 23rd, 2024. Breaking news. Josh is going to be a couple minutes late, but luckily we are lucky enough somebody's going to stand in for him until he can make it. Everybody, welcome Gray Hughes to the channel.
Hey, John Davis, True Crime. Thank you for having me.
Gray, we haven't actually met before. How's it going? Nice to meet you.
It's pretty bad. I'm pretty miserable, but I mean, are you gonna split the super chats with me, or what's going on here?
See, now I've heard about this super chat thing. There's an ugly rumor going. If the super chats ain't right, you ain't there.
You know, like my mom used to say, if the super chats ain't right, it ain't tight.
Is that what Mrs. Hughes used to say?
Yeah, that's well, I mean, that's what I would imagine she would say if super chats were a thing when she was around. But yeah, you know, and people like the Lab give me hell for it, and there's a lot of haters out there, and it's just, you know, it costs a lot of money to run my channel.
I hear you, brother. I hear you. I know that it's pretty expensive. I heard you give half of it to charity, though. Any truth to that?
There's no truth to it whatsoever, John Davis. It's just something that I say.
I thought you had told me before the show Charity was the name of the stripper.
Well, that's the misconception. I did tell everybody that I give a half to charity and half to Destiny. So those are my two favorite dancers at the Tip Top Club here in Portland, Oregon.
So if you ain't bringing in the super chats, they ain't getting paid either, is what you're saying.
That's correct. They need lots and lots of money to get through school. They're going to be private investigators for my channel. Gray Hughes, Gray Hughes, Grey, Howard Hughes. We need lots and lots and lots of donations.
Oh, well, what Gray, I really appreciate you coming on and filling in the time, but
Thanks.
I think Josh is here now.
Oh, well, thank you very much for having me, and make sure to unsub from my channel if you're a hater or a troll or just a normal person in general. Thanks, John Davis.
You're welcome, sir. Thanks for coming. Wow. He was a lot different than I expected. Now that Josh is here, I'm going to bring him up and see what he has to say about all that wildness.
Hey, I haven't changed the name yet.
Sorry, there's some confusion going on. I don't know what all that wildness was about. Oh, thank you, Jesse. Gray Hughes will be so pleased. Money for the strippers. I mean, charity. I'm sorry. Money for charity. Half goes to charity. Charity. There you are.
Like, I'm going as fast as I can, trying to change the avatar, change the name. I get the avatar change. I was like, oh, he's gonna put me up there as Gray Hughes.
I seen that when it was too late. I seen it was you, and I was like, all right, it's time.
Oh man, that's funny. What's up, dude? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Under fire the last couple days. I told you.
Yeah. You told me a little bit about it. What's happening?
Haters be hating.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I know what that's like.
Dude, let me see. I guess what was whichever time I was on last. Somebody came up on the panel, Suzette, and
oh god, don't get me started. She was up there forever, dude.
Seemed like it was a long time from here too.
Yeah, it was like 7-8 hours. Wrap it up, Suzette.
Minimum. But she brings up JSB, and I get the flack from it. When I actually, and you know what? I think we'll have to cut her time.
Suzette's? Yeah, that's a great idea. I mean, I've been saying that since day one that, you know, she's getting way too much airtime. Like, she's good. Like I said, she's like a shooting star, right? She's fantastic and bright for, like, I don't know, 35, 40 seconds. And then you gotta let her go.
She fizzles out. Yeah. I get that too.
Yeah, because, and the only reason I'm even critical of her is because, you know, she said I got too much airtime. You know,
that's how the feud originally began between you two. Was you were attacked first. I will admit that.
She fired the first shot, and you know me, I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll take your word for it.
But I tell you, when there needs to be some furniture moving, I'll do it.
You one of them dudes that'll help a man move?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No. See, because I've done that too many times in my life. Where if it's like if you're a big dude, then you're like a pickup. Everybody wants to borrow you.
Yeah.
So once I hit like 32, I was like, I'm not helping anybody move anymore besides like my sister. Well, I did help somebody move some stuff the other day, so I guess I'm still doing it. Yeah.
I'd say you do look pretty good on the other end of a couch.
I am. Yeah. I can lift with the best of them. You know, I'm good with my legs. Like I don't strain my back or anything ever. Never.
Well, my second beef of the day was Andrew Hills has started I guess it would be a Timo Turtle Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how many episodes is he in?
He just started. I think he just decided he calls it Bamboo Forest or some shit like that. I just found out prior to the show, and it's really weird how it works. He picks the contestants, then it's like to decide like if I'm having a sunny day in the forest or if it's raining. It's real. Sounds like some what's that shit the nerds play that's so complicated?
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes, it sounds like that kind of thing.
So, and let me guess, you're on it.
Yes. Me and Daisy, I seen, was on the wheel. I don't know if she got picked, but it was DASY. I'm assuming that's illiterate for Daisy.
I before E, except after C.
Mm-hmm.
He forgot the I, probably the C, the S. So Dassy.
Somebody said, "Yo, I love Timo."
I've never ordered anything from there.
I've ordered.
I see their stuff though.
See my House of the Dragon flag behind me, the red dragon.
Yeah, what's that?
Temu.
I know, but what's the? I don't know the what's the symbolism?
Game of Thrones had a spinoff called House of the Dragon. You've never heard of that?
No, I have, but I don't know the mascots or the flags or anything like that.
Right. It's so good that I'm getting ready. I've really been considering doing a show after the episode, but there's only 2 episodes left.
Yeah, I think you probably waited a little long.
I'm gonna have to start next season fresh, I guess. Preparing the off season.
Give it a test run, see how it goes.
I was hoping somebody be in chat that has a direct line to Andrew. I was going to let him come on and explain his game to us, how it works.
Yeah, that'd be great. I would love that. A direct line to Andrew. What do you need? Like a prison iPad or something to get a hold of him?
Like a can with the string. Oh! They got the opposite can.
Andrew! Yeah? What are you doing? I'm playing my game, Bamboo Sticks.
Not now, Mom. Coming.
I got a hole in my sock. I'm supposed to cut my toenails more often. But I don't. Yeah, you'll put holes in your socks if you don't cut the toenails, dude. You'll have all kinds of issues. Long toenails are the devil's playground.
Somebody said, say his name again and he'll show up. Ain't that the truth, man? Every time I've mentioned his ass, he showed up.
He shows up in your chat?
Yes, or some random troll, which I'm pretty confident is his account.
Does it have bamboo sticks on it?
Well, you remember you was here. Remember that time you was here a couple times ago and there was all that trolling going on?
Yeah, I remember.
Rumor has it.
That's not
that
him.
was his. You don't think?
No, it's a person named Rapper.
How do you know Rapper's not him?
Because Rapper's been around before Andrew.
Oh. So that was you related.
No, it's just Rapper goes around to everybody's channel.
Do they troll you?
They troll me. They troll everybody. There's nobody that they don't troll. And
well, that was my first time.
Well, there's no way that Andrew knows how to have like 100 different accounts.
I was thinking that would seem like it'd be a lot for him to sort through them and create them and forget not to put Andrew in the title.
And forget the D while he did it.
This is not Andrew.
Daisy and Andrew.
That's sad. Spelling Daisy, Dasy.
Dazzy, come on down.
Hey, what was the show about the other day? I watched the show where you was giving you were doing impersonations. What was the one on the lab about D-Dub and CPS? Is there something? What's up with that?
Oh, I was just remembering that Don had told Dudley that he wasn't supposed to be at the house while the CPS investigation was going on. Right. I mean, the only reason that would be even levied against him is because he's being looked at for some sort of abuse allegation. I don't know what kind, but I mean, they would think that the kids would be unsafe with him if that's what's going on. So, but really quick, I need to know more about Andrew's show because what's the lineup looking like over there? Like, is it a star-studded?
You brought that shit up on purpose, man. That ain't cool.
I did. I was
just me. It's me and Daisy, and I didn't see anybody else I recognized. I tell you, keep laugh it up, buddy.
gonna
Andrew's cheap. I will super chat his ass $3 and you'll be a part of it ASAP.
I'm good. I'm fine. Thank you, though.
Oh no, the LAB is getting ready to be in it.
Yeah, the LAB. Yeah. Dassey, John,
Peanut.
Oh, is Peanut on it too?
That's what they're saying. Peanut's aboard, afoot.
Who? Oh God. So Peanut, John, and Dassey. I won a belt somewhere else. I won Turtle Island once already.
Did you know shit?
What was it? Season 2, yeah. And I got runner-up season 1, and then I wasn't on season 3. I guess I was on season 4, but a lady, like, they do these Easter eggs where you can just vote somebody off that you don't like, and she picked me, so I'm off. And I'll never be
got you. That's impressive, man. A first place finish, a runner-up. And then a hater had to get you out of the 4th season.
Yep. Every time that I was on there, though, I had no idea that I didn't know I was on there the first season until the end, the second season until halfway through, because I kept saying, well, I don't really care if I'm on or not. It doesn't really matter to me. And then people kept going over there from my channel and voting for me. So I figured, all right, well, let's try and win it. And we did. It was cool.
Dude, you have the best supporters I've ever seen.
I do got some good ones, man. I tell you, I really do. I'm really, really lucky.
I thought I was going to flex, beat you in the poll on my own channel, which a man should be able to win a poll on his own channel.
Yes. Yes, he should. Yes, he should.
And I lost.
I know. And I also saw that on your little avatar that you were voted best looking man.
Oh, was I? I hadn't even noticed.
Well, no, you weren't, but I know that you wrote that. And I think I did. I won one of those competitions too.
Oh, did they have one of those?
It was a while back, but it was like, yeah. Me and so it was a woman and a man, and I won for the woman. And who was it? Sweetie Pie Low. You know who that is?
Yeah, I know who that is. That's the psychic, right?
I don't know. I don't think she's a psychic. I think she's down with psychics, but she's not a psychic. Nah.
Oh, so she didn't see it coming when she won.
She didn't. Nope. She doesn't have that ability.
What do you get for winning Turtle Island?
$300 and a belt and some soaps and stuff. And the money I actually donated the money to St. Jude's Hospital.
Where's the belt?
It's like a year, huh?
You still got the belt?
Yeah, it's inside. You want me to go get it?
Yes. I mean, is it hard to find? I'd love to see it.
No, hold on.
I'd keep that. That should be on the background of my set.
Hold on, I'll go grab it.
We're gonna get to see the belt, y'all. Have y'all ever seen the belt? The Turtle Island belt? Damn, this is a big night here at JDTC. Got a champ and a runner-up. Next island prize, Tiny Tim's water belt. That would be a kick in the ass, wouldn't it? That would be some funny shift to see that. I can't believe he doesn't keep it closer. Wonder who the hater was that used the Easter egg or whatever. I get to vote somebody off myself. Wonder what kind of grudge she had against Josh. That seemed kind of low down to do to a man, don't it? How you pick Josh? There must have been no buttholes left, or there was a personal vengeance, right? Here it comes. I hear him moving around. We're going to get to see the belt. Dude, that is tight. Oh, that is so badass.
She is, brother.
Dude.
It's heavy as hell, too.
Is it real metal?
Yeah, it's heavy for sure. Yeah, he didn't skimp out on the belt. I'm telling you, it's a legit belt. But I you know what this is to me too is it's more than just Dolly Show. It's like my supporters, the people from my channel and that support me really went all out to win the belt, and that's why I take so much pride in it.
Dude, that is awesome.
Yeah, it is cool. I probably should hang it up.
When you won the belt, was there any huge channels in there?
Yeah, totally. I think Ryan Upchurch was in there, and
damn, you beat Upchurch.
There's all kinds of people. Yeah, tons of big channels, bigger than mine. Yeah, for sure.
I told you have the best supporters there out there, except for mine, of course. But I just don't have as many.
You will. You should. You will, and you should.
That is so awesome, man.
Yeah, it was cool, man. I sometimes just because it's been a couple seasons ago, but yeah, it says Turtle Island Dolly Vision Best True Crime Champion.
That is tough. He did a good job with that. I'm impressed.
This thing couldn't have been cheap. I know that. It's pretty legit. Yeah, Dumpling was there. She do you remember Dumpling?
No, I do not.
Okay, yeah. It got hair. You know what the thing is too is that a lot of the people that I beat were their home their home channel is over there. You know what I mean? Like that's where they come from. And it was just a really big show of support of the people that showed up, and shout out to the lab rats that are here. I know a lot of people showed up to support, and subscribe to John Davis. He's a funny, nice dude, and he doesn't belong on Bamboo Forest with Andrew Scamdrew Hiltz. What do you win if you win that? What do you win? Do you get hit with? Do you get flogged by some bamboo in the back of the legs or what?
He probably tries to touch you or something, I'd say.
Come here, John.
Come here. Let me show you what a winner feels like.
You ever seen a man at 35 have absolutely no teeth?
A hairline of Telly Savalas.
I look like Vin Diesel from Fast and the Furious.
After crack.
It was after I lost the big race to Paul Walker. I never recovered.
Oh.
Paul Walker.
That's heartbreaking. He died, wasn't it?
I know, and I've seen all 11 of those movies.
I can't say I've seen all 11. I've probably seen half, maybe. I don't know. It started getting corny after like 3, I thought.
It started to get corny?
Well, I mean, it began corny, but it reached like Cobb level by 3, 4.
That's so funny, dude. Well, I think at after the second one, when Tyrese and Ludacris were on there, I think he kind of jumped the shark then. Yeah. I think Ludacris is still on him.
I thought you was talking about the wrestler. Ain't that his name too, Tyrese? But you were talking about the ex-model. There's a wrestler.
The Rock.
No, there's a wrestler named Tyrese.
Oh, I don't know. I don't watch wrestling. I know who The Rock is, though.
Yeah.
Tyrese is a singer.
Unfortunately, there's more than one Tyrese.
Not on the Fast and the Furious.
No, that's why I said, because I didn't know there was anybody named Tyrese in it. I thought, but the Tyrese you're talking about that is in it, ain't he a model? I didn't know he was a singer.
He's like a model, a singer, an actor.
What's he sing?
I mean, he sings all kinds of stuff. He was really popular.
Hum me something we would know.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, there's I couldn't tell you. I know songs by him, but I doubt most people would.
I'll take your word for it.
Well, I mean, he has let's see. His album was called 2000 Watts. The big hit off of that was, I believe, from 2001 called I Like Them Girls. And there's another one called another single on there called what is it? Act Like That and Sexy Lady or something like that. It's a lot of, I mean, he panders to the women. Kind of like you with your freshly shaved face and slick back hair. You look like Charlie Sheen in that movie where he's a day trader.
Wow, thank you. I'll take that. I'll take Wall Street Charlie Sheen.
Wall Street Charlie Sheen's legit.
Charlie Sheen's pretty legit altogether.
I think
party animal. Goes from model to model.
I think he's kind of settled down ever since he caught the HIVs. Yeah. That's somehow that kind of like makes you refocus, I think.
We're going to play a quick game.
Well, we never finished Bamboo Island.
Dude, I don't understand Bamboo Island. Maybe Chat can help us out with it. Can somebody help explain to us how Bamboo Island works?
Does Suzette know about Bamboo Island?
Suzette, do you understand Bamboo Island? While we're waiting on Suzette.
It is what it is, knows the Tyree song. She's just quoting the lyrics right there in the chat, dude. See,
this is going to be a quick game. I'm going to show you a meme, and I want you to tell me what movie this is from.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah. Schindler's List. Jurassic Park.
You really don't know that? That's a famous scene.
Let's see.
You're bullshitting me, you know.
Let's see. Finding Nemo.
You really don't know? Oh, you got beat to it. Chat knows.
Yeah.
The Basic Instinct.
I was close.
You never seen that?
Yeah, I have.
Good movie.
Well, you threw me off with Dawn's face on there, so I thought that it was something else.
That's what makes it the game. Is it's you gotta figure it out in stressful situation with no one getting ready to spread their legs and cross them with Dawn's face on it. That's what makes it hard.
Well, that's what threw me off, because the problem is I think everybody here has probably seen Dawn's Twigs and Berries.
I've seen him on the throne. I've never seen the Twigs and Berries.
I saw him stand up, and yeah, his turkey gobbler was out. It was horrendous.
Is he packing?
I mean, for a very short vacation, yeah. Brig off, Dawn. Well, so we should probably bring that up since you made me.
That's hilarious.
If we should probably.
Did he really show it? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did.
They had a picture of him on Facebook.
I saw that
today.
Yeah, that was from yesterday.
Topless.
Yeah, he's always topless.
Solid B cup. That's what I said.
It was absolutely solid B cup, if not minor C. you know, like beginning levels. He looked horrendous.
Was that a recent picture?
Yeah, Candace went live yesterday, and you know how everybody said like they're broken up, and then she's like, I'm gonna prove that I'm with my man, that I'm with my Donnie.
Yeah.
Yeah. He looked,
And what, she walked up to him and showed him on camera?
yeah, and he was pissed.
Oh, because he was on camera?
Yeah.
She's messing up his game.
Yeah,
He's already been telling all the women, I ain't messing with her.
It's like, this is my man. He's like, huh?
She Dawn blocked him.
Yeah. We're not together anymore, Candace. Give me my Facebook Messenger phone back.
Where's Tim?
I got the bitches on the line, and that includes Tim.
Tim's gonna be jealous if he knows this shit. Get me off the camera.
Tim was in Vietnam in 1994 for vacation.
Does
I like
Tim
how he
claim
says that Tim was in Vietnam, but Tim's like 20 years too young to be in Vietnam.
Well, Tim probably told him he was in Vietnam, and D-Dub just ain't smart enough to do the math.
Well, Tim probably thinks that he was in Vietnam. That's the scary part. And it was probably just a bunch of police surrounding his parents' house saying, come out with your hands up. We're going to take you somewhere safe. And he's like, I'll never submit to the Vietnamese. And he was like shooting holes in the roof. And then they shot him with a tranq dart and took him away.
Anybody have a approximate age for Tim? We'll go ahead and squash this shit tonight. Anybody know how old Tim is? Can we find that out?
I mean, trust me, he wasn't in Vietnam.
When was Vietnam? Because my dad was in Vietnam.
Well, how old's your dad?
Well, he's been passed for quite a while, and I stopped counting after he passed. So,
yeah, most people. How old was he when he passed, and what year did he pass?
I want to say he was 69, and he passed in 21. Yeah.
So he was pretty young though when he went to Vietnam.
Yeah, he was really young.
Yeah. Tim's like in his early 60s.
Everybody's saying 63. Well, I'm seeing a few 63s.
Yeah, early 60s.
So
but yeah, there's no way he. I mean, I don't believe it, and I don't care if he was or not. But he's like, dude, Tim is that's a soldier. That's vegan. He used to say that to me on the phone all the time, and I was like, I don't care. I don't want to talk about Tim. And then I'd be like, where's Summer? And he'd be like, F you.
So it ended in 75.
Okay, so I don't have.
So that would be 49 years ago. If Tim's 63, he'd have been 14 when it ended. Right?
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Damn, that makes it pretty hard to buy that one.
He was the youngest. He's the youngest Vietnam vet of all time.
Yeah, I was in NAM. I enrolled in kindergarten. There was a guy come around.
Yeah. I knew from the very minute that we allowed more Asians into this country, it was going to be a problem, Don. Biden is a bitch.
Tim does seem like a far-right extremist, don't he?
I don't even know. Like, that's an insult to far-right extremists, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Tim is just an extremist that's out of his mind. Like, he doesn't even know where he's at half the time.
I think I've asked you this before, but
no, I'm not attracted to you.
Not well. We'll talk about that later.
The answer will be the same.
Do you think there's any chance that they haven't completely lost custody yet of the boys?
No chance. No chance. I mean, no. After 3 years, it's just never such a thing. I mean,
because it's like a full 3 years now.
Yeah.
A full 3 years.
A full 3 years. Now those kids are, yeah. I mean, if you look at the video from Candace, you can like look at Candace's video from yesterday, and that place looks exactly the same. They got like more animals hiding under the house again. There's just no way.
I seen Holly had a post about there was a dog tied up there out in the rain, no shelter.
Yeah.
All right, dude, I tell you, there's a special place in hell for people that take a dog, tie it up, don't give it no shelter, food, water, none of that. Why have a dog for that? Why? I never will understand that. Why you want a dog just to tie it up outside and leave it? It's not like it can help guard the house when it's freaking tied up. You know, what is the point?
Oh, I mean, I think that's just how they treat things. I don't know. I heard her say though, like, well, if I let you off this, then you'll run to the road and get hurt. Just like, it just pisses me off, dude.
Holly was saying it was because she didn't want it wasn't fixed yet. She was going to get it fixed, and she was waiting until it was fixed.
Yeah, super responsible, huh?
Well, all she did is, make some, boy dog, make it easier where she can't run, but however long the damn rope is.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean,
unless D-Dub's going to go out there and guard it all night, they're pretty much throwing it under the bus.
And there is a bus there.
Oh, is the bus still there?
Oh, where the hell is that thing going to go? I mean, I think.
I heard a rumor maybe it was the camp. No, I guess it was the camper I heard was gone now.
Well, it does have wheels, so I don't know. I mean, maybe it's not there anymore. It could be gone. I don't know. There's a lot of vehicles up there.
What's wild though is she was talking about like she had to wait to get the money to get the dog fixed, but I had heard she was on Daisy's like super chatting and shit not too long ago.
Yeah, she did. She bought like 10 memberships and like sent her a $20 super chat. And Daisy's like, thank you. I mean, she should have been like, what are you doing? You don't have a pot to piss in.
Now I'm going to have to be putting up your damn Cash App next week. Thanks.
And she'll happily do it.
Mm-hmm.
Can. That
shows you though how she has no drive. If she had any sense, she wouldn't be going on other people's panels. She'd just do live streams at the home, and then everything comes straight to her.
Yeah, I don't know what her motivation is. I don't know how often she goes live either. I got it sent to me, and I caught most of it. Well, part of it, and then I saw good old D-Dubs just chilling there with his, just running up on people with his boobs out. It's like I've seen like a bunch of pictures of him, and like he never wears a shirt. It's weird.
Which, I'm not going to bust on a man for not wearing his shirt around the house, but I wouldn't do it if I was going to be on a live stream.
Well, I'm sure it's hot there, but he looks like a boiled hot dog. So it's like his skin complexion's jaundice.
Ew. Well, I mean, let's face it. When you're well into your, he's damn near what, 60?
Yeah, he was in Vietnam too. Apparently, he was like 7.
No, he didn't say that.
No, he didn't say that. But him and Tim were the baby infantry.
Yeah,
Uncle
they
Tim.
were. The only thing I could see the two of them position they would hold during Vietnam would be the love you long time, girls.
Hey, where's the opiate fields? We should protect
Yeah.
those at all costs.
If Don found him an opiate field, he'd have never made it back. He'd still be over there.
Tim, I got to see him up close and personal. No, Don, don't you go over there. The devil's over there. It's over there, Donnie. You need to read the Bible and stay off the brown liquor.
Yeah, that brown liquor is what gets him in trouble.
No, he's what gets him in trouble.
Well, yeah, but not being mature enough to not drink the brown liquor. I don't drink liquor because I've made an ass out of myself probably 70% of any time I have indulged in the liquor.
Oh, really? When was the last time you drank some liquor? Yesterday, day before?
It's been a couple years easy.
Really?
Easy. Yeah. Last time I like really had too much was probably like 10 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. It was bad.
One
of them when you wake up the next day and somebody starts off your conversation with, "Do you remember what you did last night?"
Yeah. I mean, most of that, like, that was when I was like 18, though.
It was a wild circumstances. Okay. Shit happens. I'm not proud of it, but it's been 10 years. I think I deserve a reprieve. I have a beer every now and then, a couple, 3 or 4. That's about it. The hangovers beat my ass too much anymore.
7, 8. I just don't like the taste of beer. I don't like the taste of alcohol. It's nothing moral or anything like that. It's just I don't like the taste of alcohol. I don't find beer refreshing. I don't find whiskey tasty. I don't like wine. I just don't like it. But I don't care. Like, people drink.
I like mixed drinks. Daiquiris. You ever had a good strawberry daiquiri? They're good.
No, I haven't. I've almost had nothing. I've just like either straight or a beer, but nothing. I've never had like what is that? Sex on the beach or tea or anything. I've never had any of that.
When I went to a bar when I was young, and it had to be right after I turned 21. And I had no experience with what the names of the mixed drinks were or anything. I didn't really have a clue. I walked up to the bartender and I was like, "I want to try the best thing in the house." And she's like, "You want sex on the beach?" And I was like, "Take that too."
Dude, when I was in high school, I had a buddy who invited me over to his house. He was like his dad like was like the president of the local bank here, and they're pretty wealthy people, a huge house. Like, it was like there was, I don't know, it's probably like a 7-bedroom, and then they had like a basement that was really nice. Most people's basements has like rat shit in it and stuff like that, but there was like a really nice, and that's where he hung out. And we had this plan to drink when we were like, yeah, we're gonna, because nobody's gonna, like, they would just leave us alone. Like, nobody ever went down there. So, we knew that we weren't gonna get caught. The only problem was getting any alcohol. And all we could scrounge up were 2 bottles of Kahlua.
Right.
Which is just like syrup, like alcohol, syrup alcohol. And we drank and we we just threw up all over the place everywhere and crapped ourselves. And it was the worst ever. But never again.
Had a good time doing it though, didn't you?
No, not really.
No.
It was actually, I mean, we had a good time until that started. And then it just got bad.
That's just like shit you put in drinks for the taste.
I know, it's like for coffee and stuff.
The mix,
like cream, some milk. No, we were just drinking it for no reason. It was disgusting.
White Russian. I have never tried one of those, but ain't it basically rum and milk or something like that? I just can't imagine milk tasting good with alcohol. I know a lot of people like it though.
I like chocolate milk.
I love chocolate milk.
Did you ever go to like Hometown Buffet or anything like that? You remember Hometown Buffet? They used to have a chocolate milk machine.
Nice.
It was amazing.
Fountain chocolate milk.
Yeah. Yeah. It was unbelievable. I miss those days. Fountain chocolate milk. Come out ice cold, man. Just beautiful. Beautiful stuff. I miss the fountain chocolate milk.
I used to drink tequila. LOL. Talk about getting naked. Woo!
That's awful. Tequila's, they say that tequila is like the healthiest alcohol you can drink.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because of it's made from like agave or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it's not as chemically enhanced, but it will absolutely.
My brother and his buddy was drinking tequila one night, and it was the kind that has the worm in it, right?
Oh yeah.
They had been buddies all night, sitting there chumming together, drinking the bottle of liquor. It got down to the very end, and they actually got into a fist fight over who was going to get to eat the worm.
That's disgusting.
Yes. They say the worm, well, it's almost like a psychedelic thing where it's absorbed so much of the alcohol and stuff. That's what they say. I don't know. I've never had the worm myself.
Yeah.
That's what they say. Turns out after the fist fight, they ended up cutting the worm in half and splitting it.
Oh, they should have went Lady and the Tramp and met in the middle. Yeah, that would have been way better and frankly much more appropriate because I think everybody needs to lose in that situation.
It'd have been a good way to make up for fighting over it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and be like, once we meet in the middle, were they brothers?
No. BFFs. It was him and his best friend.
Right. So they like I said, they should have met in the middle. Little kiss to end the night. Just, hey, I love you, buddy. Lady in the Trizamp. We're good.
I seen a meme today that reminded me of you.
I can't wait. Yes, I'm into fitting stick in. First of all, that's a black person.
I don't see color.
Oh, well, I mean, it's how can you not?
How do you? Okay, explain to me how it is.
Well,
How do you know that's a black person?
The color of the hot dog.
All hot dogs are that color.
No, they're not.
Oh, where are you getting your albino corn dogs from?
From the white part of town. I mean, come on. That honestly, that look. Don't gaslight me. You can take your gaslighter and shove it because that looks like Carl Winslow. Oh my god. You had me at. How many more of these? How many more of these you got?
That's all I'm working with, man. That's it. That's all we got.
That's it. You got nothing else. You got no more. Yeah, well, at least I'm not on Bamboo Island. Oh, I love that one. Why? What is wrong with his? What the frig? Douchebag. I like that one. That's a good one. See, there's one that I can get behind. Sons of Anarchy, Tennessee style. Look at that, dude. They look like, well, I mean, they look like a couple of dudes that are into some bondage. They look like, remember the Gimp off of Pulp Fiction?
Yes.
That's what they look like.
You know, I hear he's not that short, but I don't know. For some reason, I always assumed he was like extremely short.
Right.
But I
Probably.
don't. I think he's like 5'10", 5'11", something like that.
Probably not. I mean, that seems just too tall.
Don't it?
Don's like 6 foot, but I don't know. I don't know how tall White Boy is. Wait, what was that?
I told you, man, I can't meme you because there is not a damn picture of you anywhere without a microphone in it.
Here.
Oh, perfect. What's the? Somebody give me a. Let me screenshot you real quick. Hold still. You are such a good sport. Give me a left and a right profile. Tilt your head back. I can't. There you go. Now turn. All right. I think I have what I need. Thank you. I love a good sport, man.
You let me know if you need anything else. I got you.
I was actually thinking about replacing your part of my intro with when last time you was on, I said, could you run my show for a minute while I put Zeke up? When you were welcome to John Davis True Crime. You was giving me the pretty unfair.
What, your accent?
Yes.
Well, you probably don't think that you sound like that, but you do.
No, I do think I sound like that. It's just, you know.
How's that unfair then, John Davis?
Most people just don't point it out is what I guess I'm looking for here.
That you have a country accent?
Yes. Is it that bad? It ain't that bad.
I didn't say it was bad. You just have a country accent. I have a California accent. I think
some people think I'm so country that I'm almost exotic to them.
Hey, y'all, I was on the news the other day. The tornado came ripping right through our neighborhood, but luckily I was able to just avoid it, and I could do an interview with the local news. Oh, God.
All clear on the north end. Over.
It looks clear. Looks real clear. Did she get fired?
She resigned today, dude, after they give her hell for like 6 hours yesterday.
She just quit. She was like, I'm not talking to you guys anymore.
But I don't get that, man. If I was going to quit, I would have done it way before that. I wouldn't have waited and let Congress hammer me on national television.
Well, she probably thought that it would go better than that.
Yeah, but I mean, what worse can happen to you after that? I wouldn't have resigned after that. She got I mean, I'm telling you, and it wasn't just Republicans. It was Republicans and Democrats giving her down the road.
Yeah.
JLR streamed it.
Shocker. Well, I don't know if you saw, probably not. Most people, I saw the Boeing CEO get grilled by Congress, and that was pretty rough too.
I didn't see that. I tell you though, I just don't get going through all that to quit after that. Because throughout it all, everybody that spoke would end with, I expect your resignation before the end of this hearing. But she made it to the next day before she actually did it.
Oh, good for her. Good. Yeah, I would have resigned too. I mean, it's just, yeah, basically it's just a public shaming, and then they get you to just give it up, you know. But you know, I don't know. I don't know that I didn't pay attention to it. I didn't. Is that your favorite holiday?
No, don't you get it? He's blew all his fingers off from lighting firecrackers.
Yeah, I get it. I could
No, I
see
do like 4th of July.
I
I'm a
could see that
Christmas
he
guy.
has no actual fingers and only a thumb. Do you remember the football player that happened to?
No.
I think his name was Jason Pierre-Paul. That's exactly really what he did to his hand.
I know who that is. I
Do
didn't
you?
know he did that. Oh yes, now I do remember that because it was a big deal.
He blew his hand up. It was so bad. He almost died. I mean, he almost died. He almost bled out. And when they he was actually able to keep playing football because he was he did was he was a lineman, so he didn't have to catch anything.
That would suck. That'd have to be extremely painful.
Oh, dude. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't show it, but you'll have to look at the picture of him in the hospital. It's pretty brutal stuff. And his hand, he actually cuts fireworks safety commercials now, which is probably good.
Sure. I don't know. I find that kind of ironic. Somebody that made the mistake would then start doing the commercials.
Well, I think that's kind of the point, right? They're trying to save other people from doing that, I guess.
Like the smokers that talk with the voice box telling you not to smoke.
Yeah, those people.
Are you ready to have your mind blown?
Not particularly, but
I'm going to show you something. And I know you've never heard of this and you're going to be like, what? And it is a straight fact. Here you go. Do kids have kneecaps? Kids don't have kneecaps until they are about 6 years old. At birth, the kneecap is just formed from cartilage, and this will ossify between the ages of 3 and 5 years.
What?
Did you know that?
No, I actually didn't know that.
I learned that yesterday. I was like, I would have never thought there's no kneecap for the first 5 years of your life.
No, I didn't. I actually did not know that. But I know that when kids are pretty young, they like their bones are kind of they're soft, right? Like they kind of bend.
Flexible. Yeah.
Have you ever been kneed in the balls by a kid? Yes, I have.
I have too.
I've also been fish hooked by a kid. You know what that is?
Fish hooked?
Yeah. So we were both kids. He was a little bit younger than me, but he came up from like as I was picking something up, bent over, he came up from behind me and just hooked me with his foot. Oh. Sent me to the moon, dude.
Ooh, God.
Oh man. You're not alive until you get kicked in the peaches that way. I mean, that's something you've never seen before.
That catches them berries, don't it?
Oh, dude, it's like it's the equivalent of like skateboarding down a rail and just coming right down.
I never was a skateboarder.
Me neither, but I did rollerblade, and I can't believe I just admitted that.
I rollerbladed.
Can't believe you just admitted that.
I could do the stairs. I was good on the rollerblades.
I'm not going any further into my rollerblading career, but feel free to tell us about.
So you'll talk about double fisting corn dogs, but you draw the line at rollerblading.
Draw the line at rollerblading, yeah. And I don't double fist corn dogs.
It's not what McDonough said.
Hey, what's up there, buds? You doing you double fisting some corn dogs?
We should have had him introduce the show, start the show.
This is John Davis, True Crime, and we got Corn Dog Boy over here.
See, I've never watched Gray, still to this minute. But Brandy, we listened to your live the other day where you were impersonating him. We had a road trip, and I was bored for shit to listen to.
Yeah,
and she said it's spot on.
It's pretty good, to be honest with you. He's, like I said, he sounds like Norm Macdonald without being funny, which, by the way, has to be awful because Norm, you remember Norm Macdonald? Yeah. I remember him. And so
He
it's
just
kind of
died.
like he did, yeah. So it's kind of like that, but not as pronounced, so, and it's quieter, and he kind of just mumbles. He goes, yeah, well, that guy was a real jerk. It's just, he's a guy's a bunch of dummies in the chat, and he literally talks shit to his chat. It's hilarious.
Brandy said he kills it though. She said she's like watched and he's gotten like $2,000 in a show off super chats.
Well, you know why?
Apparently because he bitches that he's going to stop talking if he don't get him, I guess.
He's got this thing where he puts himself in jail and he won't say anything until they bail him out.
Shut up.
I swear to God. I watched the video today. There's like a channel that always goes after him for that kind of stuff. And yeah, that's exactly what he does. He'll sit there and he'll just be like, and then somebody sent him, I don't know how much somebody sent him, and it wasn't enough. And he's like, what's that? Is that bail money or what? Because that's, I don't think that's going to do it. It's like, holy shit.
How does he get by with that? Is he that damn entertaining?
No, I have no idea. I have no idea. I have no idea why people put up with that.
That's what run Brandy off is she said that happened like fairly regular, and she just started thinking that he was an asshole.
Started thinking or started knowing?
Well, determined.
I mean, can you imagine that? Okay, so all right, so say people aren't donating or whatever it is. Did it ever like cross his mind that maybe people don't have it?
I would feel like such an asshole. I couldn't imagine just stopping talking. Is that what he does? He just stops talking until he sees one. Until
yeah, because he'll be like, he goes, well, we're only 1/5 of the way of what we're supposed to be at today, and we'll wait till the funds start rolling in, and if they don't, I'll just go make a video because this isn't really worth my time. That's what he says.
Wow. I know what would if I tried that, you would just start seeing the number in the room go down until it was me, and I'd just have to turn it off. I'd look like a real asshole.
Here, check this out. Check it out. Tell me if you can hear this.
Yeah, I can hear
I am right now. Well, the show's frozen now until we get bailed out. That's right.
Was that bail or what?
Just listen.
Man, we were on such a good roll too that I can tell the way things work these days, I'll be in prison a long time. Don't you guys remember how when I'd be in prison, you guys would bail me out? It was a good way to help get the night rolling, get the funds rolling on the show. And now it's like you guys just look at it and stare at it. Weird. Let's see. Hey, thanks, Kathy Chapin. Not really sure what that is, but is that a bail or what is that?
She didn't send enough.
Was frozen? What do you mean, pun intended? Nobody knows what that means.
Are you watching it?
Yeah. You want me to
How much
put it
was
up?
not enough? How much was not enough?
They didn't show what it was.
Oh. Nah, I don't want to watch
it. When I get bailed out, you guys, I'll just chill out back here.
That is wild.
He's still waiting.
What is he doing? Just sitting there?
Yeah, we've got about 3 more minutes. If we're not bailed out, good night. We'll start part 2 tomorrow. You know how it goes.
You know how it goes.
Does he get bailed out?
Probably. We'll find out here in a second. Oh, yep. Here we go.
Wow, at least somebody out there gave a shit. Hey, thanks, WNC Granny and Kathy Chapin and the Broken Scout. All right. Well, it's probably enough to get me out the door anyways. No hotel, no dinner, nothing.
I swear to God. What's that?
That is crazy.
It's wild, dude. I mean, can you imagine like if I did that? Can you imagine if you did that?
No, I can't imagine that work, and I can't imagine not losing half your audience forever for acting like that.
Yeah, it is odd that it's pretty gross because like I said, look, everybody loves to get donations, but sometimes people just do not have it. That, you know, people got to buy groceries and people got to, you know, make car payments and house payments and you know, I find it gross that, I mean, that's like a nightly thing.
Has he been doing that a long time?
Been doing it for years.
See, that boggles the mind. I would.
Somebody says that he raises money for charities like DNA funds. Horse shit.
I wonder if the receipts are ever shown for all that.
Even if they are, he only donates half of them, right? So it's not like, I mean, there's something in it for him too. It's not like all that money is going to charity. It's half. Like if he's donating it, I think that's kind of what he hides behind.
Right. It's hurting the charity.
Yeah, right. That's not how you get donations. I've never seen a charity do something like that. Have you?
No, and I would think, you know, most charities would frown upon some kind of behavior like that.
I would imagine so. It's like it's almost like St. Jude saying, "Hey, if we don't make $1 million this week, we're not going to treat the kids."
Yeah, we're not helping any of them. It's up to y'all.
No kids are getting treated because, you know, people aren't donating anymore. Like we had a really bad month, or it's just like, come on, dude. It's so stupid. He publishes the books every year. We got a Gray Hughes fan in the house.
Dude, I seen some wild accusations going on about a YouTuber that I don't personally know, so I don't know if I should show it or not. But it was a post, so it ain't like I'm springing it. Nah, maybe I shouldn't.
Do it.
Seen this. And it was somebody saying Terry Lynn was a wicked racist, and they put that up as their receipt.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, do we know if that's true though? Like, do we know if that's not?
It's posted. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't know, but it definitely looks like a screenshot of an actual conversation.
Wow. Jeez.
That's the one that's the one that searches all the time, right?
From what I understand, I don't know her either. I've never talked to her.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I don't like I have no idea about her, or if I hear a lot of people calling a lot of people racist and showing a lot of people have said a lot of things, and it seems to be pretty rampant. But I mean,
Banjo asks, but can this kind of thing be made up? Absolutely. I could probably make something that looks exactly like that. That's why I don't know how great a receipt it is.
Well, who's the receipt? Who posted it?
I don't even remember. I just cropped the picture because I thought it was interesting when I was looking for shit to talk about.
Interesting, yeah. But yeah, that could, I don't know if it's true or not. I would hope that it's not. But
I tell you what, if it wasn't and I was her, I would be doing something to get that shit taken down, or trying.
Yeah, I think that there would be some liability in posting something like that.
Some recourse.
You would think so. I mean, it's slanderous and could definitely hurt your reputation. Some people don't care about that, but I mean, that is quite an accusation.
Yeah. Yeah. I seen it. I thought it was wild to post that if it wasn't true. That's why when I see stuff like that and everybody's like, that ain't true. That's bullshit. Anybody could have made that up. I always think, well, if somebody did that to me, I would be dealing with that, because that is a serious accusation if it's not true to have against your character.
Dude, it's absolutely crazy, but I mean, I think we all probably get shots taken at our integrity, by lots of different people. And, a lot of the times there's either no context to it, or it's just like an isolated thing, or sometimes it's real. But I think that the name of the game for YouTube, for people that just kind of peruse YouTube and they think that they're the moral police, and I'm going to expose you for this, and I'm going to expose you for that. And, it's gotten to the point where it's so watered down, people exposing others, that it's the same thing. That's why, like, when people get called racist, or I've been called racist. I've been called all kinds of stuff. And that's what happens. People just go after you because either they think that they're doing something productive, or they just hate their life, and they obsess over stuff. And this whole exposing it's really watered down, and you don't know what to believe anymore with anybody.
I got a great comment today. It made my day. John Davis, True Crime. I'm going to a rough time, but you made my day. Thank you to make me laugh so much.
Oh, that's cool.
I loved that, man. I replied to her. I said, I am so happy that I could bring a smile to your face.
No,
those are the kind I like to get.
That is awesome.
Very rarely do I get a positive one of that note. I don't get hate either, though, really.
No?
Not a bunch, man, really.
Yeah, I don't really get that much anymore. I mean, I used to, but not a lot. Mostly from Don Wells' fan club. Other than that, But I also,
sorry,
I don't even care anymore about that stuff. I really have. I did get to a point, like when I first started YouTube, like, because I've been podcasting forever, probably 10 years now. And, I started podcasting in like 2000, 2009, 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. 2010. into 2014, 2015. And then, so, you know, I used to fight with other podcasts, you know, but it was never really personal or anything. It was just kind of, your show sucks, like you're dumb, you know, that kind of stuff. Nothing like,
you bore me.
Yeah, nothing like or like who had better ratings, who had more this or that, you know, that kind of stuff. And
Right.
then you know, you get in onto YouTube, and I didn't know that there were people out there that would like call CPS. And I didn't know that there were people out there that would you know, try and contact family members, and it's really creepy. It's really, really creepy. Some of the people on here, dude. Like it's pretty, but the thing is, I used to respond all the time to like the hate comments and stuff. And I would ignore the good ones. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And now I try to do the opposite. I try to focus on, because like you said, I have a lot of really cool supporters, great supporters, and they show up, you know, to stuff, and they show up to my shows, and you know, they just really take really good care of me and the channels and each other, and they very protective in the chats. You know, there's not a lot of crap talking going on. So those are the people that I try and focus on, not the, and I mean, I get some hate in chats and stuff, but other than that, most people are haters, or most people aren't haters. And
well,
you don't want to,
that's the best way to handle it, because if you do not give it attention, they get tired really quick and go on to somebody else.
Yeah, well, one time I had a guy, his name was Koi Boy, and he used to come in my chat, and he thought he was like funny, and he was like, one time he was like, "What are you upset about?" And I like freaked out, and I was like, "I hope your fish dies or something."
Wow.
Never. Well, he came back after that. I blocked him. Told him I hope his fish dies. And then he super chatted me, because that, like, you can still do that. And he wrote, "This pond ain't big enough for the both of us."
He super chatted you for that?
Yeah.
Wow, that's weak sauce. If I'm going to super chat you to get at you, I'm coming up with something better than that. I'm going to spend a month writing jokes and working them and fine tuning. That was weak as hell.
Well, I mean, he pretended he was a fish, so I get what he was saying. He sent me a Christmas card with him and his wife both wearing fish hats. Matter of fact, I might be able to find it here.
You still got it?
Probably. I mean, let's see.
You want to see some funny memes while we're bullshitting? I got more.
Anything you want, man. Here to shake my ass. I can't find it.
This is the best one.
Thanks. Look at the piggies inside.
Oh shit, is that the Kool-Aid man out there?
I love Kool-Aid, dude.
I do too, man. I'm a big fan. What's your flavor?
Red.
Cherry?
Red.
I like orange. Is red a flavor?
I don't know.
You like cherry, dude. It's called cherry.
I don't. It didn't taste like cherry to me. It tastes red.
Well, it's hard to recreate the actual taste of a cherry in a powdered form.
Yeah, it's red, dude. It's like whatever I would think that a red drink would taste like. It's, yeah. I don't know. Purple. See, like purple is grape. Like that's, everybody knows that, right? Yellow is lemon.
That's pea. There ain't no lemon.
like lemonade, like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, but then what's really confusing is red could be fruit punch, could be cherry, it could be I don't know, blood orange. Could be a lot of stuff. Yeah, grape does suck. Do you remember Dimetap? Do you remember that crap?
No.
Does anybody remember Dimetap was what you would get when you'd have like a stuffy nose or a sore throat, and it come with those, you know, you'd pour. They didn't have the little cup things on top anymore. They didn't, and it was remember you pour the medicine in, and then you, oh my god, Dimetap, and it came in grape flavor.
Oh, cough syrup.
I mean, it's Dimetap. I don't know if it was cough syrup, but I know. But what I know is that it tastes. Everything grape from then on out tasted like Dimetap to me, and it used to just make me gag. It was just like, oh, I'd rather just be sick. And my grandma like, take your Dimetap, Josh, and I'm like, no. And she's like, get in the kitchen. That was the thing, get in the kitchen, you know. And I'd stand there, and then she'd stand next to the sink, and she'd measure it up to a T. You know what I'm saying? She got the one eye. She'd do the one eye pour. And I'm like, that's enough. That's enough. No, it's you got to do it. No, it's enough. It's enough. And she's like, here. I'd take it, be standing there in my socks, just sick. And then I would shoot it down, and then I go, oh, every single time. And then she'd go, this is what she said. She'd go, oh, it ain't that bad. It's like, you take it. I don't see you taking Dimetap when you're sick. Piss me off. God,
my grandma kept brandy in the refrigerator for a cough. She give you a tablespoon of brandy.
Oh,
no, the alcohol.
I was like, why would she keep brandy in the refrigerator?
What's brandy doing in the fridge? I think it was brandy. Is that it's one of them weird named liquors? Brandy? I don't know. Have y'all ever heard of that? I'm sure somebody in the chat's heard of it.
I've heard of it. I've heard of that before. I've also heard that I used to hear about people blowing cigarette smoke on like milk for children with colic. Like they used to do some really messed up stuff. Somebody said only in West Virginia.
It's messed up.
Well, dude, I wasn't me that said it, but it's hard to.
No, but you've brought this to my front door. You started this.
Take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia. Mount Mama, take me home, country road. Sorry.
Dude, that wasn't bad. I was getting ready to join in, but I didn't feel like you were trying to do a duet.
Oh, well, I didn't know. I don't know the second verse. I only know the chorus.
Yeah,
what's the first verse? Like, my dog ran away, and I hope he comes back to stay. Country road, take me home, or whatever. That John Denver's full of shit, man.
John Denver kicked ass. What's your language talking about John Denver? A
You
fellow JD. That's a fellow JD you're slamming.
I'm JD too.
That's why I'm shocked at the current events.
I don't subscribe to all JDs are created equal, brother.
You don't?
No, John Denver's better than both of us.
Better than you.
No, better than you two. That's how my dog and my son both look like that sometimes.
Do they? They look that rough?
Macho does, yeah. He looks like a loaf of bread.
What kind of dog is he?
A French bulldog.
Dude, does he cry like I've seen on TikTok? Some of them do. Sounds like a damn baby screaming or something.
Yeah, he'll make that noise sometimes. Cool. Mostly when it's only when he's like really hurt though.
Oh, that one woman, she's on TikTok all the time. She'll have hers in a stroller and she'll be pushing him down the sidewalk and he'll just be going,
I saw him on the radio, or excuse me, I saw him on the radio. I saw him on the train one time doing that, or it was either a bus, and it was like, what the no, he doesn't do that. No, he doesn't do that. Macho is cute, Linda. I know he's cute. I love him. Josh, how can anyone call you a racist? I don't know, because I say funny stuff sometimes that is offensive. If you're offended, I have some thicker skin. It puts the lotion on the skin or else it gets the hose again.
I tell you, that tuck scene changed my life. Remember that? I was at an impressionable age when I saw that. That creeped me out to the fullest. I remember. I was young when I seen that. 12, maybe.
Yeah, no, I know. I had some movies that really put me in a weird place when I was young. And one of them, I hate to admit it, and people that watch my show would know, but Interview with the Vampire really got to me for some reason. Antonio Banderas as a vampire is frightening.
I like that.
And then you're like going, is Brad Pitt like handsome or is he like hot like a chick? And then that weirds you out too when you're young, you know?
No, I don't know.
It's great being here. Thank you. No, I'm just kidding. you know, don't lie, John Davis.
No. I mean, no, I don't ever picture him as a chick. I just pictured him as a vampire.
He looks like a chick in the movie. He's like pretty.
Okay.
Where do we go from here, John?
I don't know. You made it awkward as hell by talking about Brad Pitt being pretty.
He is pretty. Tonight, mysteries we investigate how I got a 30-day ban for posting to Facebook that I found. That's interesting too. That is how good J-Lo says. That's how good looking he was. Thank you. See?
I mean, he was good looking, yes, but I never got no he was a chick vibe out of it.
Really? The long hair and the nails and makeup didn't do anything for you?
No, he was a vampire. That's the reason he looked like that. I didn't think of it as makeup. I thought of it as he was pale because he's a vampire. He don't ever see the sun. He can't go out in the sun.
Right, but I kind of looked past all that because I don't believe in vampires, and I saw a dude wearing makeup with long hair, and I'd never really bought into the fact that he was an actual vampire. Whatever.
World's largest pilot union calls to eliminate terms cockpit, manpower, other masculine generalizations for equity. Hear about that?
Wouldn't it be equality? Equity. What the hell is that? Masculine generalizations, cockpit, manpower. So what? Yeah, I do kind of wonder why they call it the cockpit. I do wonder that. So I'm for that.
It is. Well, I'm sure that originated in California. So.
Well, yeah, equity is money, but what is it? I don't know what that has to do with it. But
I don't know. I think maybe they meant equality because equity, they don't fit, does it?
Maybe. Yeah, I don't understand. But no, it didn't start in California. It actually started in West Virginia.
No, it didn't.
No, it did. It did.
No.
Yeah, it did. City council meeting. There was some ladies like, I think the term cockpit is offensive.
Sounds vulgar.
Yes. Can we just call it a pit? A gravel pit. Check out my gravel pit. Do you remember that song?
No.
Well, that's right.
Who sings that? Tyrese?
No, it's Redman and Method Man. The song's called Gravel Pit. And I know you know who Redman and Method Man are. You have a Death Row Records poster behind you.
Was Redman in Death Row?
No, they were part of the Wu-Tang Clan.
That's what I was going to say. I thought that's what you were insinuating by the Death Row. Yeah,
no, I was insinuating that you know something about hip hop because you have Death Row Records behind you, and then what was that? Dragons of the House of Dragon Houses. House of Dragon.
You're just being a smart ass now. You know exactly what it's called.
It's called Dragon Houses. Right. I know.
Let's
Hey Brandy, you want to watch House of Dragon Houses?
How would you describe him? Sweet, stubborn. He loves to help. He loves running.
Parents who know the disposition of a deceased child are more likely to accidentally default to past tense when referring to them. When they're both discussing his likes and dislikes, they are comfortable. All the facial expressions, the gestures, the movements match the syntax and the timing. They speak about all the things in present tense with genuine joy. And parents who are involved with a disappearance, even if they can look back fondly on a child's behaviors, are still having to manage perceptions and maintain deception, which keeps them from being this fluid and unconstrained in their descriptions. So this fear of being discovered mutes and muffles these expressions that you're seeing right here in this video that look very genuine to me.
What do you say to that, man?
I don't know. I disagree.
They are good, but think about this. You remember when Summer went missing, the big thing that everybody was on top of was they kept using past tense. Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Do you think they're really just on top of their game where they wouldn't make such a sloppy mistake, or do you think there could be something to it? I'm not convinced they're in it. Not as convinced as I am Don and Candace are involved in some way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit more agnostic about it. But the fact of the matter is what was that? The behavioral panel? Well, why don't they talk about the no searching and, the lying and the reneging on, taking polygraphs and, stuff like that, but they never talk about that stuff. They just talk about the interview.
Well, it's supposed to be body language, right?
Yeah, well, good. And then clear them by body language, I guess. But I would
clearing them.
Not you. I'm talking about them.
Okay.
I'm talking about the behavioral panel because I don't think. I mean, come on. I mean. How does a 15-year-old boy just like wander out of the house without being detected by anybody? Nobody. There's cameras in the neighborhood, allegedly barefoot, middle of the night. Everything that happened it's kind of shrouded in secrecy. The phone calls, the calling the sheriff. Nobody calls the police. Nobody, or it wasn't even the sheriff. I don't know who they called. Maybe they called the sheriff. Nobody calls like 911. They called like a I don't know, a 212 number, and it's just weird. Weird.
I heard somebody the other day was saying that they think it could have been somebody had gotten to him somehow and talked him into leaving. I think it's a possibility. Now, don't get me wrong. I still say I think Katie has to be numero uno suspect because she was there. They had them little dogs crated up. It seems like if anybody would have been around the house, they would have alerted to that. Little dogs are worse than big ones. They hear a pin drop and it's World War III. It's been my experience, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not convinced. I'm not 100% convinced as I am with that. I know there's not a doubt in my bones that Candace ain't lying at the very least. I don't know. I still think there is a possibility somebody got to him. Which could even been Chris, which I'm going to leave that too. It could have even been him, but I'm not 1,000% convinced that Katie's in on it.
But I guess the problem is that they said the police said they don't even they don't have any evidence that he left the home, not through the front door at least. So whoever took him, or convinced him to go somewhere, or look, I'm not saying that that's not possible. I guess it is possible, but it just doesn't seem likely,
My thing is though, if the timeline's accurate, how did she get him out? She took him out that next morning when she was supposed to have been looking for him and put him somewhere and then moved him later. Oh, I had an ingenious idea. Get this. What do you think about the surveillance footage that was supposed to be the trash truck? Do you think there's any chance there could be something to that?
Didn't the neighbor say that that's what it was?
I didn't think, was it the neighbors that said it? I thought it was the police that said it. I didn't think the neighbors ever landed on it.
The lady that was did the interview with JLR. I can't remember.
See, she came off as, I don't know. Anyway, my thought was how you blow that out of the water is get whoever created that video is tell them to record the trash truck when it comes next and compare the two videos.
I mean, that's a great that's a great thought. But okay, so Marlena says no, it wasn't. She said it wasn't the trash trucks. Okay, well there you go. So if it wasn't, yeah, I think that's their biggest piece of evidence that they have, and I don't think that they're going to elaborate on it too much.
I felt like that was accidentally leaked. I think there is something to it. Because to me, you'll never explain to me how them lights and stuff, how that was the trash people. It makes no sense at all to me.
Yeah. And was it like 3 a.m. or something like that? 3:30 in the morning. I don't know many garbage trucks that show up at that time, but
I tell you what though, if I was working on the garbage trucks, I'd want to do it then. Imagine how hot it is out there during the day doing that. Wouldn't you rather do it at night? I would.
Yeah, especially, yeah. I mean, it's like delivering papers. You got to do it pretty early in the morning, but yeah, exactly. Josh, your kids are mocha, right? Yeah, they are.
That's right. You did tell me that. And you got called a racist. That's kind of hard to explain, ain't it?
Well, the funniest part about it is I remember I was like, yeah, I'm not racist. Like I'm like, I'm half Mexican. My first wife was black. My 2 kids are half black and Mexican. And I think the thing is when people call you racist, they say that just because you have black friends doesn't mean you're not racist. But I don't have any black friends. I only have black kids. No, I have black friends. I'm kidding.
I was going to say, I would think the kids override the friends anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just not something I've ever thought about, really, to be honest with you. I've said like a lot of different jokes over the years that I found funny and that some people don't find funny, and that's totally fine. But to paint me as some like anti-Semite, some racist, bigot, sexist, or whatever. None of that is. Nothing could be further from the truth. Honestly, I have more respect for women than I do men. I think women are stronger than men in almost every way except for physicality. And when I say that is they're the ones that keep the families together most of the time. When the family falls apart, it's usually like a lot of men. I've noticed this as I've gotten older are just a lot of really crybaby bitches that kind of pout and, if they don't get their way, they and then they take off on the mother and the kids, and then the mom's the one that has to hold the family together. And most of the time, that's how those broken homes end up. Now I'm not saying that that's like obviously all men, but like, I raised my kids as a single father. I had full custody of them. So, I don't have a lot of sympathy for like people that run off on their families, like at all.
No.
And there's a lot of guys out here, even on YouTube, who want to talk about, well, I'm the voice for the voiceless. I'm looking for missing kids, knowing damn well where their kids are, and they don't mess with them at all.
You can name names if you want. I don't mind.
T-Rev 757, Doug Hutton, Benny Keys. I don't know. I got a list somewhere.
Is you heard anything about Benny lately? Benjamin?
Nah. Ernie same way.
Floppy, better known as Floppy.
Is he Floppy?
That's what JSB calls him, Floppy.
Oh, really?
I think it's the best nickname ever.
I don't know. There's just a lot of dudes.
Ernie like that?
Ernie signed his rights over his kids years ago.
No.
Yeah.
Ernie had never loved nobody like he loves himself.
That's probably true.
I remember the first time, I can't remember why I was even looking it up. I don't know. I was looking up to see who Ernie was, right? And the first video I see, I click on it, and it's him. And I don't know, he's at the Alamo or a state building, some big fancy building. And the whole time, instead of showing you the building and shit, he's got that camera, that selfie stick with it on him doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole video is that shit. Just.
I know. Oh, yeah. Andrew Hiltz, too. Andrew's a deadbeat, too.
Well,
can't forget him. Big time deadbeat. Well, I just don't like those kind of people. Like, I don't want to associate with them. I don't want to. I've cut friends out of my life that don't take care of their kids because I'm just like, I don't like. I love you, but what you're doing to your family, I've had to cut off a couple friends just because I just couldn't stomach the fact of what they were doing. And I think that denying your family and denying taking care of your family is one of the most reprehensible things that a man or woman can do. There are women like I have people always say about Candace that, she's a victim and all this stuff. And it's like, how many kids has she had ripped away from her? A lot.
Yeah,
7.
7.
7. That's nuts. So people have sympathy for that shit. There are people that have legitimate beefs with DCS that fight their ass off every day to regain, custody of their children. They'll walk over glass. They'll do whatever. And they have legitimate beefs. Don and Candace aren't those people.
Well, I mean, they're 0 for 9 combined as a team.
Yeah.
On raising a child from birth till 18, they're 0 for 9. 9 attempts, 0 successes. That is not fluke. That's not, something happened or this or that. That is what we call a pattern of generational stupidity.
Right. I agree. I mean, I absolutely agree. And it's just, yeah, like, look, there's a lot of women in this chat that have raised their children all by themselves. Like what do you have 3 children, correct?
Yes.
And could you imagine not being there for them?
Dude, look, I'm just like you. I had this friend when I was younger. He had a couple kids, and when I was young, I never thought about it a lot, right? Well, when I had my son, after my son was born, it started to get to me so bad. I started thinking, this dude, I hang out with him all the time. He never voluntarily mentioned his kids, ever. Never. And when somebody would ask him about them, he would try to change the subject, and all that. And after I had my son, I started thinking, I could not imagine never having a clue if my son's okay, if he's eating, if he's being taken care of, if some pervert's around him, all that, And dude, he was my best friend for a long time. And like I said, as soon as I had my son, that just kept going over in my mind. And I have not spoke to that dude since. I almost got in a fight with him because seeing him disgusted me after that. It changed my whole outlook.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And when you see the selfishness, it's just, it's next level. Deny. Yeah. How do you? That's another thing. How do you expect? So you're just going to assume, since you're never there, that mom's going to make enough money to feed and clothe and transport the children. You're fine with that. No fight. Even look, if you're such a piece of crap that you shouldn't raise children, fine. Pay your child support. You can help financially at least take care of a child. And that goes either way. But the problem is they just completely abandon everything and expect other people to take care of their kids. I don't think there's room in society for people like that. I mean, that just goes against everything that having a child is about.
And that opens up a lot of kids to danger too, because like a non-biological male in the house, the guy that's taking your place is 50 times more likely to harm a child than having 2 biological parents in the home. So when that guy's having these kids and running off and not taking care of them, not being around them, not being in the house, he's opening the door for something bad to happen to that kid because of that.
Well,
that's a stat.
Look at the Maddie Soto case. Look at Maddie Soto.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I mean, that is just a sick. You cannot expose your children to that kind of stuff. Look, I think probably most people that are watching this probably know my story. I was a messed up kid, came from a messed up situation. It took me a long time to adjust in life. And I know what a selfish parent can do to you, the harm that they do to their children, because you trust, here's the messed up part. Parents can treat kids like absolute dog shit. And that kid still loves them. They want their attention. They want to be loved. No matter what, because that's your source. That's your life source. That's who feeds you. That's who clothes, who give you, comfort and all that stuff. And to me, it's just sickening knowing that people just let their kids just kind of be raised by other people. some, I don't look, if there's a lady that gives a child up for adoption and things like that, I have all the respect in the world for people like that. I really do. Sometimes you're just not able to do that. And sometimes you aren't capable, and you shouldn't be raising children, and you make a decision that is not easy to do, and people do that. And I have respect for people like that, but I do not have respect for people that have children and don't take care of them.
Yeah, and I'm not saying, that like if a woman gets with a guy and has a kid with him and he runs off and leaves, she should never be with anybody else again. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the fact of the matter is the danger raises when there's a non-biological male around the child.
Well, and the thing too is that, and I know a lot of women do this, like there's just no reason to, there's nothing wrong with dating or, getting remarried or anything like that, but you cannot put your children in harm's way, meaning that man who you just met and you have a 10-year-old daughter should not be just left alone with the child overnight, shouldn't be put in any position to where, and this goes for women as well. It goes every single way. You don't leave people with your children that you can't trust, because even when you leave people with your children that you can trust, bad stuff still happens a lot of the time. So it's so
I think of the Audrey Cunningham situation too. Where that dude was allowed around her. That's some piss poor decision to make him by everybody involved.
Yes, when somebody told me about that when she was tattooing his thigh or whatever it was, do you remember that?
Yeah.
I never saw the video. I didn't want to see the video, but people were telling like, "Hey, you should watch the video." I'm like, I don't want to watch that shit because it's disgusting.
That case really burnt my ass. I took like a 2-week break after that happened. I was just so disgusted with everybody that knew that dude was around her and the shit that was going on, and nobody thought that something seemed off. I have a hard time forgiving that kind of stupidity.
So that guy is allowed around her, and her mother that had a drug problem, which a lot of people have drug problems. I'm not casting aspersions. A lot of people overcome those drug problems and become better people. But the only reason they're not allowed around their kids is because they have this habit. And so her own mother wasn't allowed around. But this guy, who I believe had major previous issues, is allowed to just run around with her.
Her grandpa said something really creepy too in an interview. Her grandpa said something about, he was talking about people being on the list, the register for pedos, right?
Yeah.
And he said he knew that some of the people on that list probably didn't deserve to be on that list. And I thought that was just such a creepy ass thing to say,
Of course it is.
Especially with what had happened. And he goes out like he wants to spend his time talking about, everybody on the registry isn't necessarily deserving of being on the registry. I was like, dude, that shows your shitty ass decision making right there. And you and everybody else around that little girl had a part in that, in my opinion. I think they're sort of responsible. You can't tell me anybody with common damn sense looked at that freak and thought he should be around a young girl alone.
Well, look, dude, I would get nervous when my kids would ask to go stay the night at someone, a friend's house. And it was, I guess you could say that I tried to do my due diligence. As they got older, I would go speak with the parents. I'd ask other parents, have you ever let your kids stay over there? And, you'd have those conversations. And most of the time I'd be like, look, they're welcome to stay over here. And and then I would sometimes have to have an uncomfortable conversation with my child.
Right.
And, I would ask them the questions, and we did that a couple of times where I would talk to them about that, and their reactions were completely normal. And, they were like, what are you talking about? Like I said, well, you got to tell me if you just have to,
Right.
you just have to tell me. And they're like, oh, okay. And I said, I know that this is awkward. I know that this is weird. I'm asking for a reason. You'll understand when you get older, but I need to know, and just be honest with me. And, yeah, it was one of those things where you have to have that conversation with your children, and it sucks, but it's necessary.
Yeah, and it's kind of like an Arkham razor for me, because I don't want to shelter them too much to where I make them weird or stressed out or nervous or creepy. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah. There was a lot of that too. But you have to, you can't wrap them in bubble wrap. Like I would have loved to do that, but it wouldn't help completely. At some point, you're not going to be around your children as they get a little bit older. They'll be there, 24 hours a day, but you have to have that conversation with them. And I just, when I had that conversation with them, it wasn't something that I was like, yay, let's talk about this. It was awkward and uncomfortable for them because they didn't understand what I was doing.
What is your kids? Are they boys and girls? Boys, girls?
I have 2 boys, and thank God I didn't have. I would have loved to have a girl, but I would have been out of my mind.
Dude, I have a 10-year-old daughter right now. And it's horrifying.
I know.
It's horrifying because it's like now the cool thing that is wanting all the time is slumber party. All these little girls, that's what they want for their birthdays, to have all their friends over and have a slumber party. And I heard that story from not too long ago about the little girl who went to the slumber party. Dad or mom gets a text in the middle of the night. She's like, please come get me. The little girl's dad was down there trying to touch him during the slumber party.
God. Yeah, that's what
I'm saying. About that?
I didn't hear about that, but I've heard of similar stories like that, and it's just an absolute nightmare. And look, I like I said, I come from a really bad place, so I know all about that. From being a child, and my sister as well. So I'm extremely aware of it. I'm very sensitive to it, and it's just something that I feel extremely. I just feel very strongly that it's not just strangers. Your own family does it. It's just it sucks.
Yeah, Suzette, she remembers he had sedated them. She just got lucky and was able to text her parent. Like the parent come to the door and he was like, "Hey, I need to see my daughter." And he's like, "Oh, they're sleeping. I don't want to wake them all up." And he wasn't having it. And it turned out that's what it was. He had GH beat him in some variation.
Wow, really? Well, how long ago was this?
It wasn't. I'm going to say a few months, 6 months. It was real popular story when it happened.
Wow,
dude was a creep, man.
And is he in prison now?
I'm not sure, but if he was doing that, I would almost guess that he had probably done something to his daughter.
I mean that's pretty much self-explanatory. I mean, you don't need to be Columbo to figure that.
Yeah, I don't think he just got bold one night and decided to GHB the whole sleepover. I don't think that was the first time something had come in his mind. Dude, I hope he's in jail.
And that would be the craziest thing, because say that happened to, you know, and if I had a daughter and like that was my daughter, you know how hard it would be to not just take a baseball bat to him. I mean, it would almost be impossible, to be honest with you. And that's not any tough guy crap. That's just like being a human being that loves their children. I would do that for my own kids. When kids used to pick on my kids, like, you know, when they're like in 3rd grade, I would just like, my face would just get all red, you know, and be like, oh my God, little mother, you know what I'm saying? I'd get super mad. And I just couldn't imagine that happening and having to deal with it.
You seen that TikTok? There's been about 10 people make the same TikTok, but it's about that woman that guy had killed her son or killed her daughter, and she was in court, and in front of everybody in the court, she just pulls out like a revolver and puts 6 of them in him.
Yeah, yes, that was an older video, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that. God bless her.
God bless her is right. I hope that woman didn't spend much time.
I can't remember. I saw the video, and man.
Or that one where the dad's in the airport and they're bringing the dude through the airport and he's acting like he's on the payphone, and as soon as dude gets behind him, he's like, boof.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be my reaction.
Well, a lot of people try to do that. Now they say that, you know, look, have you ever seen that movie, Law Abiding Citizen? It's got Jamie Foxx and Gerald Butler.
I don't think so.
So something horrific happens to his family, and he's like a special ops guy that, you know, he's like a Green Beret and all that stuff. And they take the guy to jail, or the guys to jail. And I think they get off on some sort of technicality, or they didn't go after the death penalty or life in prison or something like that. And the guy wanted the court system to take care of it, and they didn't. And so then he basically gets arrested for going to kill those 2 men. And the whole time while he's in jail, he keeps escaping because he's like an escape artist and all that stuff. And he has the conversation with the district attorney, and he said, this isn't the Wild West. You can't just, you know, because I think he killed like the mayor. He was so mad.
Right.
And he said, you didn't even try. Like, you didn't even try. You make he's like, you made a deal. I think you made a deal with them or something. And he says, no deals. Like, you can't cut deals with monsters. Right. And the guy's like, well, this isn't the Wild West. And he says, you didn't even try. And I feel like that a lot with a lot of district attorneys, that they're super worried about getting convictions instead of just, you know, trying. Of course, you always want to get a conviction, but, you know, you can't make deals with predators, dude. You just can't.
No.
And I hate that happens. My dad got a deal. He shouldn't have got a deal. You know?
Yeah. So some people don't deserve a deal.
You know about my dad, right?
No.
Oh, really?
No, I didn't want to ask.
Oh, I just assumed that you did. And actually, I mean, I don't know how often I talk about it or not, but when I was a little kid, my dad killed my mom, and we went to live with my grandparents right after that. But yeah, he went to prison, and my mom died. He shot my aunt too, and she lived. My aunt lived, but she was in really bad shape for a long time. So, yeah, it was back in 1988, I believe. I was about 3 years old when it happened.
Dude, now that you said that, I remember some scumbag brought that up one time.
Yeah.
I seen it in a post or something like that. I can't remember which one of the assholes it was, but I assumed they were lying. I really didn't believe it.
It's not, well, it's actually been brought up probably a couple times, but by a couple different people that are dickwads, but it doesn't have, those people they really don't affect me. Anybody that's willing to say anything like that's a trash human and not worthy of my response, respect, or attention. So it really, the only thing that hurts me is what actually happened. That's it. Not what
Right.
people say. And I don't bring it up a lot. And the reason I don't bring it up a lot is because it's not something that's always on the forefront of my mind. It's not something that defines me. It's not something that, but I've also had people say, oh, there's no end to his victimhood. And I'm like, I'm just telling you what happened to me, bro. Like I'm not a victim. I survived. I'm here.
Is
my mom,
is he still in jail?
yeah, he's been in jail. So he went when he was like 25. So he's been in jail 30. Jeez, he's been in jail. I think here.
Will he ever get out?
Well, he comes up for parole all the time, but when I say all the time, especially the older he gets, and I go to all the parole hearings and speak against him getting out. We don't have a relationship. And I don't have anything like, to say about him because he didn't do, like, he would just, other than he killed my mom, you know what I mean? Like there's not much there. So I don't know if he's remorseful. People ask me, do you forgive him? I don't know. I don't know if I forgive him or not. I mean,
so you don't have any kind of communication with him?
I had before, very briefly, right after his mom, my grandmother, died, because I got like, she was keeping his stuff, and unfortunately it was bequeathed to me and there was nothing there. It was just like a briefcase with some shit in it. I threw it in the trash. I just went and threw it in the dumpster.
Does he have a cap on how long? Like how long was the sentence?
He got 25 to life.
Oh, so it could. Yeah. So then he might not ever get out.
Yeah, most of the time, because he was because here's the crazy part about it is that, so he shot my aunt. She didn't die, but he tried to kill her, and then he killed my mother. But if he would have successfully killed my aunt and my mother, he'd be life with no parole. But since my aunt lived, he got a deal 25 to life. But he was charged with attempted murder and murder.
Was that your mom's sister?
Yeah.
What was was it a domestic situation?
It's the same thing, that it's the same story, that she was leaving him. He couldn't handle it. He was an asshole. She found out that she was much better than what was going on because he was abusive. He was manipulative. He was jealous and all that kind of stuff. And he just flat out decided that, she's not leaving me. But one of the problems was that he got charged with second-degree murder, and he should have been charged with first degree because a week before that, he was telling people that he was going to kill her. And they said that it was a crime of passion. And it was premeditated murder. And I even asked him, that was one of the things that I wanted to ask him about. So I did ask him, I said, did you plan to do that? And he said, no. And I said, well, what about, what about like your brother, when you told your brother that you were going to kill her and they went and reported you to the police station, but the police station said, well, no crime's been committed. And he said, well, that didn't happen. I said, well, no, it absolutely happened because my sister, when I was too little, they didn't take me down to the police station, but my sister went with my uncle, my mom, and my aunt and another aunt. And so when that happened, I just flat out asked him, and I just told him, I said, I don't think that like I can't get over the fact that you're not being honest about your intention And I was like, I don't know if I could forgive you anyway. I don't think that it's really up to me to forgive you, because I do really think, John, that sometimes in life that people do things that are unforgivable. I don't have to forgive him if I don't want to. You know what I mean? Like what he did was unforgivable to me. Now, a lot of people say, well, that bring hate in your look, man. If that's what it does to you, if it makes you, if it hardens you, there's not much I can do about that. I did the counseling. I went to therapy. I uh, expressed my feelings for years about it. And at some point, you gotta move on with your life. I mean, I don't think about him. I only think about him like when he comes up for parole and stuff. But other than that, I really don't think about it.
Do you have memories of it happening?
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, but you were 3. You still have like a memory of the
very, very vague memories. You know what I remember most is just the anarchy after, and for a few years, really. And but yeah, I remember the chaos. I remember my sister was just distraught because she was like 6, you know.
Right.
And I remember just like holding on to her. And my sister and I, you know, we were the only ones left. And when we went to live with my grandparents, my sister took care of me like I was not only her little brother, but like she was like a mother figure to me growing up, even though she was just a few years older than me. But she loves me more than anything, and I love her more than anything. And you know, we rarely fight or argue or anything like that, but if we do, it's like for an hour. It's not one of those things where like, I'm never talking to you again. You know, we have this special relationship that made us really close because it was just us. And then when we went to live with my grandparents, like I didn't know where I was for a long time. I had no clue what was going on. None. I just knew that I was in a strange house. I remember just like looking around going, it was some time later, you know what I mean? As I got older, but I just didn't recognize anything. I didn't recognize anything that was going on. And all I knew was that there was a bunch of heartache. We went to a lot of counseling. It was my grandmother at the time, who, by the way, is still here. She's 80 years old. I take care of her after my grandpa died. You know, I promised him I would take care of her. She's a pain in the ass, but I love her. You know, she really stepped up, but she was very angry. She was very hurt, and she was very distraught. I mean, you know, and not to be graphic or anything like that, but my grandmother had to wash the blood off the door of where her daughter was murdered. They don't come and do that for you. You know that, right? Nobody cleans that up except her. She had to do
wild.
It. And
poor woman.
And my grandpa, you know, he was there as well, but nobody does that kind of stuff. And she was so angry and so hurt. And my dad, here's the crazy part. My dad, after he killed my mom, called my grandma. He was on the run for about a week. And he called and said, like, I'm sorry, this and that. And my grandma was just like, Alex, you got to turn yourself in. Like, what are you doing? You know, like, what are you doing? Because everybody was freaked out. We didn't know if, you know, my sister was extremely scared that he was coming back. And then as I got older, I started to think that too. And I would make sure that all the doors in my house, or the house that we were at, my grandma and grandpa would take me around to the locks in the windows, and they would show me that they were all locked. Nobody's getting in here. Yeah, I did that shit for years, dude. So like when I talk about like little kids that are abused and treated like shit and discarded, like my dad discarded me and my sister, like who would you know? You know, who would, you know, it's just, who do you talk to about that stuff?
being a dad, I just cannot fathom ever getting to the point where I would want to take my children's mother away from them. I can't fathom it. It doesn't register to me that would ever become a viable thought in my head, no matter.
Right.
You know?
Well, the weird thing is that, so like all of our counseling sessions back in the day, like they would record them, on like a tape recorder, and then they would be typed up. You'd get the transcripts, and I remember our very first one. I have the transcripts of the very first time that we went to counseling for this. And I asked this question, and I don't remember asking this. I just I remember reading it, and I had to put it up because I was just like, it was weird because it was like, I'm me now, but what I was reading, like that was the same person. It was just, it felt like just another little kid. You know what I mean? And so I was reading it, and, cause people would say, well, your mom's in heaven, And I would just say, well, I want to go to heaven too. And they said, well, you got to wait. You got to wait. And you don't understand that. And then I remember saying to my counselor, well, I don't remember saying this, but I remember reading it to my counselor. I said, not reading. I remember reading what I said to my counselor. And what I said was, my dad says that he loves my mom and he killed her. My dad says he loves me. Does that mean he's going to kill me too?
Wow.
And yeah. And I when I read that, I was just like, my God, like it was so different though. Cause it didn't even feel like it was me. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
So anyway, that's where, a lot of this like stuff comes from. I know a piece of shit when I see one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
now I understand why your sister would get help moving if it came up.
I'll tell you a story about her really quick. We were pretty young. I can't remember how old we were. We were rafting down a river in a tin boat, which was a horrible idea. We hit a rock and put a hole in that tin boat, and we all had to abandon. And we were floating down the river. We probably all should have drowned. It was like me and a couple of cousins, and my aunt and uncle were ahead of us, but they were on life rafts, or I don't know what they were on. And we were all desperately swimming to the shore. We got to the shore, and I lost my shoes, and it was like 103 degrees outside, and we're walking on rocks, and my sister had her shoes on, and I was, she was 12 or so at the time, 13, maybe a little younger. I can't exactly remember, but my feet were on fire. They were just burning. And we were walking, and I was crying the whole time because it was just awful. And my sister says, come here. And I walked over to her, and she kneels down, and she says, get on my back. And she walked 3 miles with me on her back until we got to where somebody could come pick us up. And looking back on that was one of the most amazing things. Like, I know that couldn't have been easy for her. I mean, I wasn't as fat as I am now, but it was just, and it was just everything. She was everything to me. She loved me with all her heart, and she still does. And I love her. And we have a special bond that nobody will ever get in the way of. Nobody.
Dude, that is a beautiful story.
Thank you. I think so. I really do think so.
And I mean that with all sincerity.
I know.
Dude.
I know.
I do.
I mean, just an amazing thing for somebody to do, and yeah, she was.
I feel like I really like your sister.
I do too.
She seems like she is badass, dude.
And you know what? She is she is hilarious, dude. She can make me laugh harder than anybody. I mean, she is just the funniest person. And I remember when we were little kids, it used to piss her off when she'd be like dancing in front of the TV, and she'd have like the music on, and I'd just walk over to pull the plug all the time. I was like little, right? And she'd just come out of her shoes. You little, I mean, and then she'd chase me. Shut up, stop doing that. And, I'd go running, laughing, and she'd catch me and never do anything. You know what I mean? Like she'd run me down, but she would never do anything. So I would do that.
How was she? How was she as an adult? Did she do okay?
Yeah, she does
past the obstacles.
Yes. Well,
I'm
look,
so glad to hear that.
There's residual effects.
Right.
But for the most part, yeah, absolutely. She's she has 2 boys and but see, she had some tragedy there too, because her first son, his father drowned in the Trinity River here. And he was only like 1 when it happened. So, as my nephew, he really became my son as well. I coached him basketball. I did everything, when she was having trouble with him, when he would, be upset, it was, I'm calling Uncle Josh and all that. So yeah, no, it's sorry to take it into left field, but yeah, that's what happened.
Nah, dude, it's a beautiful story, man. I'm glad you shared.
Yeah, no, I did. Yeah. We're, like I said, I'm not a victim. I'm a survivor. I survived, and my life is good.
I tell you though, like I said, after you had said that, I remember seeing that when somebody was attacking you.
Yeah,
and I honestly thought, I was like, no, that sounds like some bullshit.
It's wild. I know. Imagine being so vile to say stuff like that.
Now it really makes me want to go make a smart ass video.
I would never, ever, no matter how much I didn't like somebody say something, I would never do that. Never.
No, and people like that have followers that approve of that behavior. That's the shit that blows my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, most of them live like near nuclear power plants and shit, so you got to cut them some slack. They got like 3 eyes and two little
no heart, zero heart.
Yeah. Oversized lungs for blaring their bullshit.
I don't think there's anything you could do to me to where I would bring that up as a cheap shot. That just shows horrible character in somebody.
Well, the best part about it is I don't actually give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, I know how you are. You're gonna let it roll off your back. But just for somebody to go there, it's just shows their character. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Well, look, if I was a bystander and I saw that happening, and I have seen some awful stuff before, I'd be completely offended. But look, man, I've been through stuff most people don't survive, and a little post on a YouTube platform isn't going to ruffle my feathers. It's just not. I mean, I've been through a lot, and I don't get bothered by that stuff. Really don't.
I tell you, I think we need a giggle, and I played this on my last show, but I'm gonna play it again because I find it so damn funny.
Let's hear it.
What you done put in this yard? Is it moving? Oh shit! Oh, it's a camera. Oh, so you want to watch? Okay. This what you want to see, ain't it, Jerry? Ain't this what you want to see? Me turning your shit up? I keep the ladies because I am a player. Let me get some of what you snacking on, Daddy. Bitch, you don't see all that on the ground? Jerry, I got a question. How people think they own food that's outside? Guess who's Bizak? Oh, popped up like toast on your air. What's up, Doc? You didn't know I did impressions, did you? Dr. Sebi say broccoli ain't well. but it tastes real good. You told your wife I was a stupid groundhog, but I eat free, and you pay for food. Who's stupid? Been eating your food, Jerry. Gonna stay eating your food. And when you see me... He's on the camera right now eating it. He's on there right now. I'm gonna go shoot him in his ass. Oh, shit. He's gonna get it.
He said popped up on you like toast.
Like toast. Poof. Dude, I like those videos like when people feed raccoons and the way that they take the food from people. It's actually really adorable, man. I think they're the best.
I think those voiceovers are great. Like that guy and then the rock star ones that does the dogs' voices. I just think they're hilarious.
I do too.
Good. I thought it was just me getting old.
Well, I mean, that's part of it, but you're not that much older than I am.
No, not that much. We went over this.
Yeah, I don't remember.
You got the Biden, man.
What's that?
You got the Biden.
I talk a lot. I hear a lot, so I forget a lot.
It's hard to keep a lot.
Well, I mean, I'm guessing that you're probably 49.
48.
See,
thanks for overshooting it. You could have shot under.
I had a general idea of how old you were, but I just didn't, I didn't write it down on my calendar.
I don't feel too old. A lot of people on here is older than me. Lip look.
Oh, why are you gonna do that to her? Why do you do that to her?
That's my buddy.
I know she's great. I like her. She's hilarious. I like when she sings.
Yeah, she was flashing people the other day.
How'd I miss that?
I don't know. It's happening more often, more frequently. Seems like. What's up with the resurgence of Ernie? You been seeing that?
He's like herpes, dude.
He looks rough, don't he?
He does. He looks really bad. He looks really bad. I am not a fan, but
I'm not either because I can't stand somebody that wrapped up in themselves.
Well,
I just think it's a joke. Seeing people in his frickin' chat that's like, oh, you're going to break this thing wide open, Ernie. Ernie's on the case. I'm like, are y'all watching the same shit I am?
Well, I heard him say that when Candace was supposed to tell him what happened in the remember that, like that 2-day incubation period. He's like, we was going to have, we had two choppers ready to go. And I'm just like, you don't even have a car.
Dude, the other day he brought somebody up on panel and the woman on panel was like, Ernie, you're full of shit. All you do is LARP. You don't really do nothing. You go out and pretend like you're a security or whatever. And he said, oh, is that right? Well, let me show you this. He plays this video, right? And it's him out there doing this shit. He's the only one in the video. And he's like, that's my training video when I was having training.
Yeah, well, my personal favorite was when, and Linda says right there, when, did you ever see when like some lady pushed him into the side of a trailer?
That's what somebody just said. Have you seen the video of him getting kicked into the side of the trailer?
You know, like the skirt on the bottom of like a trailer? Somebody
I'm
shoved
from West Virginia. Curse, I know. That's called underpinning, boss. Skirt. The hell you talking about skirt?
I don't know.
Underpinning.
Dude. I mean, come on. What is it called?
Underpinning.
What? I like skirt better.
Well, I didn't.
Where do we go from here,
bro?
Anyway, he got pushed through the what was it? The underpinning.
Yes, very, very good. Starting to sound like you from my hood now.
I need a West Virginia driver's license stat.
Throw a little twang on that shit. Underpinning.
Underpinning. He got right under. He's like, oh, I got put right under the underpinning. But yeah, somebody pushed him and he literally disappeared into that.
I gotta see that.
Back out. Oh, dude, I'll find it right now and I'll put it up for you.
do that shit.
One of the funniest things.
That's a must see. We can't end without everybody getting a look at this.
I know. Let me see.
Dude, we've been at it for 2.5 hours. This is the longest live I've ever done.
Is that right?
Yes.
Hold on 1 second.
It kind of went by good though.
No, I'm having a blast, dude. Honestly. Check this out. Let me share my screen.
Do I need to click on it?
Yeah, it'll show up at the bottom. Go ahead. I don't know why it's wide with this. Look at this. Look at this. It disappears. And I think it was a lady that did that to him. Let me slow it down here because you can really see him completely.
Can you flip it?
I don't know. Probably not.
Okay.
I'm trying. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can find a different one.
Is it the woman talking that mad shit that does it?
Yeah, because she said that he was messaging his 10-year-old daughter. That's the accusation. I don't know if it's true or not.
I wonder if that's the one Benny was getting on to him about there at one time. I bet it is, because I swear he said 10 years old too.
God, I wish. Let me see here.
Whose video is it? Don't tell me he was so hard up for attention he put that shit out himself.
Nah, he didn't put it out there. I don't know who it was, but it's the greatest thing ever.
Did everyone else just tilt their head too? I did. I was like,
I know. God, God bless whoever did this.
I've accidentally shot him that way before and went to like edit and noticed that was it. But if you choose it when you're editing, you can just flip it.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I'm not able to rotate it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I got.
That's hilarious. She wasn't very big either. She looked kind of small.
Well, he's tiny too. Here, let's do it one more time. So just tilt your head, folks. And I'm going to play it slow so we can watch him completely disappear. Here we go.
He's up at the end, right?
Yeah, he'll be the one flying through the air. Here we go. See him?
Boom.
Boom. He's all the way. Look, he's gone. You can't see him anymore.
He is underneath the trailer.
Under the trailer.
That is hilarious.
And then he's like, oh, I'm back. Under the trailer, dude. This is a special forces special forces guy.
That is so good in slow motion. Look at this. Off the ground. Ass first.
And look, you can't see him. He gone.
He come out of that thing pretty quick. Nice recovery, Ernie.
He's a little hobbit. He bounced right back up. Like he had been under. It's not the first time he'd probably been shoved under a trailer before.
I think the first time he's made a mass exodus from underneath the trailer, is it?
I got to go pee, dude.
All right, man. I appreciate you coming on.
I had a blast, dude. We'll do it again. And we'll get you over. We'll have to get you over on the Lab After Dark. That'd be a blast. But we'll have to do it early because I know that you have to take your Metamucil.
Damn, you went there, man. I thought we was going to end it on a high note. I had to get in one last cheap shot.
It was a high note.
All right, Josh. It's been good, buddy.
Yeah, man. I had a blast.
Thanks for coming. We'll see you.
Bye.
Ah, good stuff, y'all. Good stuff. I had never seen that video before. Had y'all seen that? It's hilarious. I'll tell y'all what. I'll get that clip from Josh and I'll get it flipped and we'll watch it again. That's worth another watch, I think. All right, guys. I appreciate everybody for coming. Thanks for staying with us so long. I know some of you been here the whole time, and I know Suzette's going to be extremely upset that Josh got such a long airtime. So if she's got her ducks in a row and's got all the latest tea, we'll have her on in a couple days and bring her up, and we'll talk about it. But from Josh and me, thank you. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for the views, subs, thumbs up. Everybody, if you ain't hit it already, hit that bad boy on the way out. We'll see you soon. Everybody have a great, what's today? Rest of your week, and have a great rest of your night. We'll see y'all later.